Encoder Fashion, and today I'm quite excited to share with you guys that I have 5 free skirt fabric. As you can see right here, 100% free, guys. You guys can go to this link and then click on it. You can download it for free. So I will have this link right below the video description, as well as right here. This is a skirt pattern which is in a garments file where you can go into the link, click on the link you will get here, which is right now. It's only 74 cents for the skirt pattern. However though, the important part here, I'm going to use the skirt pattern to turn it into a 6 Gore skirt, okay? So for this section, I will use that skirt pattern, but for the next live session, I will draft this 6 Gore pattern skirt from scratch in Close 3D. Alright, so before we go any further, I want to point out a couple of things here. So let's say you download the skirt pattern as well as this fabric. Be sure to unzip the file first, okay? So right here, this is the fabric that I have. I'm going to double click on it to unzip. So now the file is unzipped, as well as this basic A-line skirt here. I'm going to unzip that as well. So now both of them are good. I'm going to kind of minimize that window for now, and I'm going to come back to close here, and I want to bring that fabric as well as the pattern to close. Okay, so to do that, first we want to go to this library tab here, click on this plus sign, and I'm going to navigate to that folder that I unzipped earlier. So in this case, I have, let's see, okay, it should be under download. Let me change that to list view, see if it appears. So I should see right here. So this is the fabric folder. Click on that, and I'm going to click on open. And now the fabric folder is right here. I'm going to double click on it to show you that it is in the folder right now. So right here. So by the way, guys, if you guys new to my channel, I create this digital fabric using Apex Face Design Pro. What that means is this fabric generated in a high quality, seamless repeat fabric, where you can bring it into your Close 3D, your marvelous design, where any design that can use this seamless repeat fabric, and the fabric itself will come in, close, smooth, and perfectly repeat. So I will demonstrate how to do it. Right now I have 5 these fabrics, okay, and also include this swatch right here. So these swatches came with the Pantone color number, which you can type into. Let's say if I want to match the color, I can type it into Clo or Marvelous Designer to get the exact color, okay? In this case, I will just apply the fabric texture to give this realistic look for this 6 Gore skirt, alright? Now I'm going to go back to that plus sign once again, and I want to bring the skirt pattern. So come down here, and now right here. So as you can see right here, only the unzip folder have this clear that you can select. For the zip folder, they all gray out, which means you can't really select it. So now I'm going to click on that basic A-line skirt and then click on open. And looks like nothing really happened. However though, if I look to the left here, and the library tab, I will see that folder right there. Double click, and here it is. This is the skirt pattern that I imported earlier. Alright, now I'm going to double click. First of all, this avatar right here is a default size avatar in Close 3D, which is size tall. What I'm going to do here, double click on that skirt pattern to load it onto the avatar. Next, I'm going to click on OK here, and then right now the skirt looks like it's laying perfectly fine, but if it isn't, be sure to click on this redrape 3D garment here to redrape that skirt onto the avatar. So for those who new to bring garment into Clo, for the safe mode here, we do not want to simulate when you first lay the garment onto the avatar. Mostly you get maybe clunky and the pattern doesn't lay right. the safe mode to use here, I would recommend use this redrape for the 3D arrangement. So click on that, but it will redrape onto the avatar without changing any sizes, and it's a safe mode to use when you first bring in your garment onto the avatar. Okay, all right, so now let's say first thing we want to do here, I'm going to marquee select all the pattern pieces and come to the property editor, and I want to change the particle distance here to 20. Okay, and then press on return enter on the keyboard to confirm. All right, next, to change this skirt here, so first of all, this going to be 6 panel plus the split in the back for the zipper. Okay, so we're going to split the line right here on the princess seam, split this, and then also this line. Before we're going to do that though, first I want to remove the part of the fabric that we don't need at the moment. So we want to cut this right here. We don't need this hem right now. I'm going to click on it, right click, and then select cut. The same right here, right click and then select cut here. And I'm going to now use the trace tool, click one right there, press on shift here and right here, and I'm going to press on return enter on the keyboard to change that to internal line. And now we're going to cut this. To cut it, use this edit pattern tool here, and then click right here, press on shift, and then press on shift, clicking, right click. This time I'm going to select cut and sew. Okay, so let's remove the pattern pieces that we don't need here. Right click, select delete. All right, okay, so this is important, guys. When it comes to creating complex pieces of the pattern, be sure your pattern has the same balance, okay? What does that mean here? If you guys have been drafting the pattern for a while, you probably understand what I'm saying, because when you try to create a 6-score, either dress, skirt, and sometimes you feel like one side is not right. For example, if I add 3.5 centimeter on this seam side right here, this princess seam here, I also need to add 3.5 on this side. Okay, so let me kind of spread them a little easier for you to see, because it is important. If the pattern does not have the right balance, it doesn't look right, nor hang right, or looks good, and let alone doesn't feel good either. So you want the pattern to hang perfectly, and that means you have to distribute the fabric equally amount, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so right here, we want to add 3.5 centimeter on each princess seam here. I'm going to use this edit pattern tool, click right here, press on shift, click right here, and I'm going to right click and then select offset pattern outline. Okay, let me move the window out of the way here, and I'm going to have direction extend perfect and distance 3.5. okay, and then number of offset 1 is perfect, and I'm going to click on OK here to confirm. In fact, I'm going to try something. Let's use mirror. See, no, mirror doesn't do it. I actually like to try, nope. Okay, so distance 3.5, and then number of offset is 1, and be sure you want to change side segment type here to perpendicular. Okay, after that I'm going to click on OK. All right, so as you can see right here, I just extend this to 3.5 centimeter on each of the princess seam, and we will do the same here. I'm going to click right here and then press on shift, click right here, right click, select offset pattern outline, and I'm going to, once again, by default I have 3.5, that is perfect, and perpendicular here for the side segment tab. I'm going to click on OK. Next, we want to remove this point here. Press on Shift and then click this point here. I'm going to press on the delete or backspace on the keyboard here to delete. So right there and right here, I'm going to do the same. Okay. All right. Next, we want to do a couple more things here to have the perfect curve onto the hem of the skirt. So if we look at closely here, this extend point right here kind of have the pointy shape, and we don't want that. We want it to have some sort of little curve shape. And I did some trial and error. I came up with 2.5 here to remove this corner to have the curve shape. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So I will use that edit pattern tool right there, and then hover the mouse over that line, right click, select split here, and I'm going to type in 0.25. Click OK to confirm. I'm going to do the same here. 0.25. So by the way, guys, this is a live session. I will leave pretty much everything I'm doing while it's in a real time. I'm not going to kind of speed up or cut some part out because this is live session. However, though, when I do my tutorial, I will speed up in this case, okay? 2.25. And right here, split 0.25. Split 0.25. Okay, so now I'm going to remove this point right here. The first point, I'm going to click and then press on the delete or backspace on the keyboard. I will do the same here. So we want to remove this low point here. All right. So we remove all the points right there. Next, we want to curve that. So to curve that, I'm going to use this smooth curve tool here. I'm going to click, drag it out, right click, and I'm going to click on the links icon here to link them together and type in here 3 centimeter and then click on OK. I will do the same with all the corner. So click on this link icon, type in 3 centimeter, click on OK to create this perfect curve. Okay. Let's remove this point as well. Smooth curve tool, click, drag it out, right click, type in 3 centimeter. Alright, so we finished that. Let's simulate a little. I'm going to strengthen this pattern first. And then one more thing though, I'm going to check the sewing here. So as you can see right here, the sewing kind of increased because we cut some part of the pattern out. We have to adjust that back. Alright, so that's good. Move this over here. Okay, before we go any further though, I want to save the file. So go to File and then select Save As, and I want to save as project. And I'm going to name this Line 6 Gore script. And I'm going to navigate to the folder I want to save, which is 6 Gore script, and then click on Save. So just a quick tip, guys. If you guys new to CLO, as always, continue saving your work every maybe 5 or 10 minutes, because sometimes when your software crash, you pretty much lose a lot of things. Not all things, because CLO have automatic saving function, but it's not exact the same function, that the same part that you have for your saving file. What I'm saying is continue Command or Control plus S to save your file constantly if you don't want to lose your work. Alright, so now I'm going to simulate and to see how the skirt looks. So right there, guys, the skirt looks actually pretty good for the first try. I'm going to stop the simulation. And okay, so we have a little bit issue here. The front and the back are curved perfectly. However, on the side here, we need to curve a little more here. So to curve that a little more, as I did earlier, I simply create the point up here. In this case, instead of add split 2.5, I'm going to add right here 0.3. So simply use that edit pattern tool once again. Simply click on the side seam line, right click, and then select split. And we want to type in 0.3. Okay. And we will do all the same with this side as well. So split 0.3. And right here, split 0.3. We only have to do one side here because this side we have link pattern. Then we only need to do one side. Okay, so this one a little bit tricky though. We can't remove this point here without kind of disrupt the entire hem curve. So what we're gonna do here, we're going to create another point over here. So the point that I came up with was 7 centimeters. So I'm going to right click on that line there and then select split and type in 7 centimeters from the side, okay, and then click on OK. So I will do the same here with the side seam. Hover the mouse on the line, right click, and then select split and type in 7 centimeters and then click on OK. And the same right here, right click, split, 7 centimeters. Okay, now we are safe to remove this point here, okay? I'm gonna click and then press on the delete or backspace on the keyboard. I'm gonna do the same here on this side. Remove the lowest point here. Okay. So on this side, we only have to do it one. Okay, next we're gonna curve that as well. We will use this smooth curve tool. Simply click, drag it up, right click, and this time I'm going to type in 6 centimeters and then click on OK. So be sure this link icon checked, okay? Then click on OK, and I'm going to do the same here. Click, drag it up, right click, type in 6 centimeters and then click on OK. So right here, so we want to create the perfect curve for the skirt hem, okay? And now once again go in, we want to check the sewing, because when we decrease the pattern, now the sewing have this long girt length that we want. We have to adjust that to fit the pattern. Okay, so now I'm going to simulate one more time. All right, stop the simulation. So now we have this perfect curve onto the skirt. All right, so next I'm going to unstrengthen here and then simulate one more time to see how the skirt looks. not bad. However, I'm going to change the fabric of the skirt here, because for this A-line skirt we need fabric that kind of rough. For example, I use this light denim for the A-line skirt. However, for the 6 Gore skirt, we want the fabric that kind of flow, which is could be knit, could be silk. I'm going to choose knit fabric here, and then let's go to fabric folder, type in the search bar here, knit, and press return enter on the keyboard. I'm going to try this fleece and click on there. I'm going to my key select on this, and I'm going to simply click and then apply, and then simulate one more time here. I want to see how the fabric flow. Seems like it's flow really well. Again, it could be a little bit thinner or flowier. It's up to you. So I'm going to actually now try to apply the fabrics, okay? All right, so this is the fun part, guys. Simply click on that fabric right there on the object browser and scroll down until you see this texture. So what we're gonna do here, first I'm gonna clear that search box there, and then double click on that fabric folder to open. So you can select any of these fabric you want, guys. Let me first try this pink one. Click, drag, and drop onto the texture there, and right here. So as you can see right here, the pattern is a little bit bigger than what I want. So what happened, the fabric has this high resolution. When I brought into CLO, the resolution make the pattern a little bit bigger than we want. However though, it's easy fix, guys. What we're gonna do here, go to this texture tool, click on the texture tool, and then click on that fabric, then drag it back to create this smaller. You can get as small you want or not too small, about that size how you like. I think I kind of like that. Oh, get a little bit bigger. How about that? So as you can see right here, we have the perfect repeat plaid fabric onto the beautiful skirt. However though, I like the blue one better. First of all, let's turn on this high resolution so we get to see the silhouette a little bit better for the skirt, okay? And I'm going to change that from pink to blue. I'm going to once again click on that fabric there under this object browser, and then I'm going to click on the blue fabric here, drag, and then drop onto that texture to change. Once again, we want to go to the fabric texture tool, click one on the fabric, and then drag it downward to create this a little bit smaller pattern here. All right. So far, the fabric looks perfect onto the skirt and have the perfect seamless repeat, guys. And now I'm going to change this waistband as well. Let's simply, my key select just the top waistband here. And then I'm going to click on this assign fabric right there to assign. And there you go. Okay, so next let's hide the avatar a little. I want to see the waistband, the inside the waistband. Okay, I want to also change this facing here to maybe a little silk. Is not the same flat, because I like that, because you have this feel like smooth of fabric inside, which is more comfortable. And to do that, I'm going to come over here, click on that fabric folder once again, and then type in here silk. Okay, and then I would use one of these, let's say silk dodge chamois. I'm going to select silk chamois here, drag onto the objects browser there, and I'm going to my key select these facing, come over here to that fabric, click on this assign button right there to assign the fabric to. Then I'm going to click right here, and then come down here. We want to change this color here to similar to the skirt itself. So I'm going to press on escape here to get out. And I'm going to click on apply and close. All right. Okay, so we're almost done, guys. Next, all we need to do here, create this hem that we can sew the hem and we have a complete garment. All right, to do so, first I'm going to press on number 2 here, and then let's turn on the avatar once again. All right, now I'm going to come over here to the history panel, okay? We want to save this step right here. To do so, I will come over here and click on this Add 3D Stage icon. So this is if, let's say, when we create the hem and we sew together, it kind of messed up. It's hard to go back and fix, or it's actually take us more time to fix the issue, or we can come to this state and then reload that same state. Okay, so first of all, let's change the name here for a second. Let's change the skirt 1. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to close that history panel for now, and then I'm going to clean up a little here. So simply remove the line that we don't need. I'm going to use the trace tool here. Click on the line we don't need, and we want to remove that line. Right there. So trace tool allows us to select the, to select the baseline, and we can remove that baseline, okay? We can also remove the internal line too. However, we want to remove the line that we don't need. Some line we do need, so we're not going to remove them. Alright, so next we're going to create the hem for the skirt. So to create the hem for the skirt, guys, I'm going to switch my tool here to Edit Pattern tool. And first of all, we want to remove some of the point that we don't need. For example, this point here, we don't need this point. We want to convert them to curve point, okay? Right click, press on Shift here, right here, then right click onto the point. I'm going to my key select this point here, right click, and then select Convert to Curve Point. And same right here, we want to convert to curve point. Alright, we're almost there. You can convert them like multiple points at the time, or one by one, how you like. It actually depends on your computer too. Sometimes your computer acting up if you like try to work too fast. For example, mine, I use MacBook Pro. So sometimes it kind of overwhelming. So I have to like slow down. By the way, guys, don't forget to download those free fabric and use them for your design, okay? There are so much fun when it's come to you have the perfect fabric that you can use for your design. So I'm going to kind of separate this from each other a little, kind of stack on top of each other. Okay. So now looks like we all clean the point. I'm going to use this Edit Pattern tool here. Click on this. Press on Shift. Click on this. I'm going to right click and then select Offset Pattern Outline. And I'm going to offset 1.5. So 1.5 centimeter here. And I'm going to click on the Create Internal Line here on the center. And I'm going to click on OK. I will do the same here. Right click, offset pattern outline. By default, I have 1.5 and create internal line and then click on OK. Alright, now we're going to create internal line up here so we can show this pattern too. Simply click right here, press on Shift, click right here, right click, and I'm going to select offset as internal line, and I'm going to type in here 1.5. Okay. Oh, so I made a mistake. Instead of 1.5, we want to type in 3 centimeter. Okay, so right here from here to 3 centimeter. And then I'm going to click on OK. Be sure this extend box is checked though. And I'm going to do the same here. Click right here in the bottom one, okay, on the hem. Right click, and I'm going to select once again offset as internal line. By default, I have 3 centimeter and extend box is checked, and then click on OK. Now we want to fold it and then sew that hem together. Alright, to do so, first let's strengthen this pattern, okay? Now let's simulate one more time here. Alright, so I'm going to stop the simulation. Now I'm going to come over here and then turn on this show internal line here so we can use that to fold. So now let's expand this window. I'm going to come over here and use this fold arrangement tool, click on it to select. And I'm going to come over here, simply click, fold it in, and then come over here to this property editor, change this fold angle to 0, and then turn on fold rendering here. I will do the same right here with this front. Fold it in, then change that fold angle to 0, turn on the fold rendering. Also one more side here. Click, drag it in, turn on the fold angle to 0 and then fold rendering. And we'll do the same with the back. Alright. I'm going to press on number 2 here and let's simulate a little. And stop the simulation. Next, I'm going to sew. So if you look at closely here, we have this between here that we did not update the sewing. So we're going to have to update the sewing from here to here as well. So first of all, I'm going to simply sew this hem, okay? To sew this hem, I will use this segment sewing tool here. Click and then sew. Same here. Let's simulate one more time. Alright, much better. And after that, let's update the sewing. Okay, so right here, we want to sew this up here. And we also want to update down here as well. Let unstrengthen here. And then simulate one more time. Next, I'm going to hide the avatar here. I want to see the inside the skirt. Alright, so inside the skirt looks pretty good here. And I also want to, let's simulate one more time here. And stop the simulation. So next, I'm going to change the pose here. Let's change it to this is my favorite pose, number 7 here. And I'm going to click on OK. I'm going to move all the avatar and garment to the ground here. And there you go. Okay, there you have it, designing star. I hope you guys found the video helpful, and remember to follow me on Encoder Fashion for more awesome videos like this. And guys, don't forget to go down there and download the free fabric link so you can apply it onto your garment and have fun. Thanks for watching, guys.